going for pulpy. We're going for tacky drama. We love it. Hi everyone, and welcome to Books, the JCAM Library's book recommendation show. I'm your host, Jocelyn Codner, the Reference and Outreach Librarian. Today I'm going to talk about the return of our hit event series, Scare the Stress Away. We started up Scare the Stress Away last fall when we noticed that people were a little bit more on edge than usual, which was totally understandable. Everybody had been going through big disruptions in their education. COVID had really hit everybody pretty hard, and so students, staff, and faculty alike were really kind of feeling run down and exhausted. Scare the Stress Away is a really fun event series where, because it's fall and because it's spooky, we picked horror books. Basically, we pick a couple books and we come up with fun craft prompts for folks to do based on those books. You can do the craft as assigned, or you can engage in open craft time or just open creative time. Some folks like to write, draw, and paint, play with clay. Some folks just do the craft that we offer. Some folks just stare into the dark void and communicate with the demons within. It doesn't really matter what you do. It's just an opportunity to carve out about an hour of time to relax and engage in something other than schoolwork. Crafting and meditation has been proven to help folks relax. There are some good mental health benefits to this. I'm going to put a link in the description to our events page that has all of the different sessions listed out. You can register through my Chatham if you'd like. It's not required. It's helpful though, because it lets me know how many craft supplies I should bring, how many snacks, drinks, etc. I forgot to mention snacks and supplies for the crafts will be provided by the library. So go ahead and register, or you can just show up. We're going to be in room 103 in the JCAM library on the first floor, and you'll see on that event page the dates for each session and which book we're going to be picking and what the craft's going to be. But today I'm going to run through the books that we've picked for this year's Scare the Stress Away event series. I'm going to talk about each book, and I'm going to talk about the craft that we've picked to correspond to each book. Okay, let's get going. The first book that is going to be featured in our Scare the Stress Away event series is Coyote Songs by Gabino Iglesias. Gabino Iglesias is he's a horror author, but he also really tends to lean more heavily towards crime. So while his books are horrific, they kind of are more crime focused than like spooky scary, if you know what I mean. Gabino recently had a book released by a major publisher that did extremely well, and so that's why if his name is familiar, that's why he just had like a hit crime novel released. But Coyote Songs is one of his early successes. So I'm just gonna read the back of this one because it's short and sweet, and it'll describe it better than I could. In Gabino Iglesias' second novel, ghosts and old gods guide the hands of those caught up in a violent struggle to save the soul of the American Southwest. A man tasked with shuttling children over the border believes the Virgin Mary is guiding him towards final justice. A woman offers colonizer blood to the mother of chaos. A boy joins corpse destroyers to seek vengeance for the death of his father. These stories intertwine with those of a vengeful spirit and a hungry creature to paint a timely, compelling, pulpy portrait of revenge, family, and hope. So yeah, it's a little bit of this, it's a little bit of that. It's really brutal from what I understand. So if you're interested in checking this book out, just know you're probably in for some gore, you're probably in for some bleakness. Gabino is a Latino author, so a lot of his stories have Latino-focused themes and issues and topics. That's really great since Latinx Heritage Month is coming up this month. You can always pick this up as a way to celebrate. So for the craft for this book, we have actually taken inspiration from the cover, which you can see features Our Lady of Guadalupe, the Virgin Mary. So what we're gonna do is create our own stained glass prayer candles. I have an example. One second, hold on. Okay. So this is an example of a literary stained glass decorative prayer candle that I created. based on the book Wuthering Heights, which I adore. Here she is. I really can't explain. So someone gets called a devil daddy in Wuthering Heights. It's probably one of the funniest things that I've ever read. But anyway, that explains devil daddy. We've got an artist's rendering of Heathcliff and Kathy. And then some of my favorite quotes, along with this tissue paper that all of this has been basically decoupaged on with Mod Podge. So that's what we're going to be doing. That's the craft that we've picked for Coyote Songs. We've got the prayer candles, we've got the tissue paper, we've got other decorative things, and it doesn't have to be based on the book like my prayer candle is based on Wuthering Heights. It can just be, you can decorate it however you want. So that's going to be our first event in the Scare the Stress Away event series, which is going to be, I believe, the last Wednesday in September. So that's Coyote Songs by Gabino Iglesias, and you can check it out from the JCAM library today. This next book is pretty big, pretty thick, pretty heavy. It is My Favorite Thing is Monsters Volume 1 by Emil Ferris, or Emil Ferris? I'm so sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong. This is a graphic novel. Look at that. That's pretty cool. I love it. The style is rad. And it's also like a historical fiction mystery thriller situation where there may or may not be monsters. I'm gonna yet again read the inside for you because it can help summarize it better than I can. Emil Ferris's debut graphic novel, My Favorite Thing is Monsters, is a murder mystery, a family drama, a sweeping historical epic, a psychological thriller about monsters, real and imagined, within and without. Set against the tumultuous political backdrop of late 1960s Chicago and narrated by 10-year-old Karen Reyes, Monsters is told through a fictional graphic diary employing the iconography of B-movie horror imagery and pulp monster magazines. And as you can see, like, it really does have that feel. Like, it really is pulpy, like B-horror situation, which is super fun and cool. This is the second book that has invoked the word pulp. So I guess that's kind of the vibe for this fall. We're going for pulpy. We're going for tacky drama. We love it. The craft for My Favorite Thing is Monsters is going to be designing and creating your own monster bookmark. I'm going to have all different kinds of materials to aid you in your bookmark creating mission. And I'm also going to have some different kinds of like patterns if you just want to like cut something out. If you don't want to think that hard and design it yourself, that's totally fine. The point of this is to not use your brain that much, you know, to like give it a break. This is a really, really enjoyable graphic novel, and I highly recommend you picking it up for those spooky fall evenings. That's My Favorite Thing is Monsters by Emil Ferris, and you can check it out from the JCAM library today. Our last book for the Scare the Stress Away event series is one that I am extremely excited about. This book is also being adapted into a film, I believe. I don't think it's a TV series, I think it's a film. And it also just had a sequel released. So if you like this, you can look forward to a ton of related content coming your way. And this book, it's a YA slasher hit, is Clown in a Cornfield by Adam Caesar. Clown in a Cornfield really is like a classic slasher, good time teen movie vibe. If you like movies like Scream or I Know What You Did Last Summer, you're totally gonna like Clown in a Cornfield. This book is about Quinn, who is a senior at Kettle Springs High. She moved to Kettle Springs with her dad to start over. Kettle Springs seemed like a chill, quiet, rural farm community, but things have really been kicking up since the only factory and major employer in town shut down. A lot of us are familiar with this. I myself grew up in a rural area that had one major factory that employed the entire town, and it made the town flourish. It was like a really lovely place to be. And then when that factory left, the town just kind of tanked. That's a lot of America right now. So tensions are high in Kettle Springs, and the biggest problem really is between generations. Adults are blaming teens for growing unrest. One teen ends up dying at a party that's thrown by other teens. People aren't happy. A quick detail that is unsettling: Kettle Springs High mascot is a creepy, messed up looking clown. So things are intense in Kettle Springs, right? Like, people are angry. And then their high school mascot, it appears, starts killing people. I'm gonna read the very last paragraph of the description on the back just to kind of like wrap this up. And now Kettle Springs is caught in a constant battle between old and new, tradition and progress. It's a fight that looks like it will destroy the town until one homicidal clown with a pork pie hat and a red nose decides to end it for good. Because if your opponents all die, you win the debate by default. So this really is just some knee-slapping, good slasher fun. And like I said, there's going to be some kind of visual media coming out soon, and it has a sequel that came out. And I think that this is the perfect thing to read with Halloween coming soon. So the craft that we picked for Clown on Cornfield is not actually a craft. It's open craft time. So you can come and do whatever you want. So you can just come with your own brain and your own ideas and enjoy your hour of crafting time. So again, that's Clown in a Cornfield by Adam Caesar, and you can check it out from the JCAM library today. Those are the books that we've picked for this year's Scare the Stress Away event series. I hope that they sounded interesting. Don't forget to check the link in our description for more details about Scare the Stress Away and when exactly those events are happening. That's all for this week's Books. You can find the library on Facebook at Chatham's Jenny K. Mellon Library, and you can follow us on Instagram at JKM Library. Don't forget to subscribe to our monthly newsletter, The Page Turner. The subscription link will be in the description. And again, I'm Jocelyn, reminding you that if you ever have any kind of question at all, you can always ask a librarian. Happy reading.